Like many universities, the University of Birmingham has hundreds of societies, covering sports, drama, music, politics, but also battle reenactment. The Battle Re-Enactment Society, or BatSoc as they are also known, are dedicated to recreating historical battles. They specifically focus on the periods between the 8th and 12th centuries. The society is not simply focused on fighting. Although they do train weekly, they also create and authenticate all their own armour and weaponry. This documentary will provide an insight into an unconventional yet fulfilling pastime.
Battle reenactment, I'll describe it as essentially living the past, is what I would describe it as. You dress up in the kit and use the weapons of, for us it's mainly the 12th century, but there are lots of reenactment groups around England who do a great many different periods. Yeah, it's essentially just really immersing yourself in the past and finding out just exactly how they lived, what tools they used during their daily lives and how they fought.
The Society has over 50 active members, each with particular interests in historical eras and characters. The Society caters for all interests, allowing new members to have a say in the role they play in the battle.
Well, I'm dressed as a sort of a 12th century man-at-arms, man-at-arms or a sergeant. My preferred fighting role, I suppose, is, essentially what you almost call the squad leader. So I'm in the front line, I'm fighting, I'm doing a lot of shouting. You're in the thick of it, you're where the audience wants it. The audience is normally focused on the gritty bit in the centre, and it's nice to be there. You're right in the middle, trying to lead people and trying to direct people into the battle. That's my favourite place to be.
So what I'm wearing here is the armour of a 12th century knight, complete with tabard, full-length chainmail, padding, big helmet, nice big mace, big shield, several swords. Yeah, main weapon of a knight would be the broadsword. They cost you something like a Ferrari, something like that. Sports car is the analogy we normally use.
The Society can also be seen as a historical tool. They attend many public events, showing their version of living, breathing history to a wider audience.
I think it is an extremely important link between history and battle reenactment, because a lot of people, they assume that if someone says you return a knight, they assume he's wearing full tin plate armour, a helmet you can barely see out of, and lots of weird things. But that's just sort of a 15th century knight.
I think it's an essential way to remember history. A lot of people don't appreciate history for what it is, because a lot of people just look at the bit written down and think, oh, that was easy, or why didn't they do this, or why didn't they do that? And yeah, we show them history. So it's not everybody who can just sit there and say, yes, I was talking to a lad one day, he wondered what a sword felt like, so I gave him one to handle. There's not many sort of hobbies you can actually say you've done that.
The creation of the weapons and armour used is an essential part of the Society. The Society meet weekly to craft tunics, gloves and capes, helping to create an individual look for each member on the battlefield.
We're going to make it completely authentic, straight to the period. We have an authenticator. We've got one in our society who basically authenticates everything. But when we go to battles, we also have an authenticator. So before we step foot into the battle, they check our clothes, make sure it's authentic, check our weapons, make sure they're basically not sharp. If it's sharp, we file it down and make sure that it's nice and smooth. So if it hits someone, it's not going to do any damage. Equally check our shields as well to make sure that no bits are sticking out and no bits that do harm to anyone.
As with any society, there is an emphasis on participation and friendship. The camaraderie is not limited to the battlefield.
Fun. First and foremost, it is fun. It's about surprisingly how close friendships you make when you're fighting in a shield war, you're fighting in a unit. You end up trusting those around you. You see how they develop, you see how they grow. It's a lovely sort of feel of camaraderie.
When I first joined Birmingham, because I did my first degree in London, so I moved back to Birmingham and I didn't really know anyone here, or I just knew my family and stuff like that. And these guys were the first guys that I met here, so they're like a second family to me really. They always hang out and they always want to go places outside of Re-Enactment, so they're just really good friends and it means a lot to me.
I'd say so. I made some very close friendships here, and like sort of you meet great people to just hang around with, and sort of just you get to learn skills you probably won't get to learn sort of with any other society.
Yeah, the social side is really lovely to meet people who. It's a slightly unconventional sort of activity to do. You know, sort of a lot of people have slightly, not so, what one might say, not really mainstream sort of fancies and things in terms of music and films, and it's nice to sort of band together sort of with lots of other people who all enjoy things like Lord of the Rings or a certain sort of obscure band.
Overall, the society promotes a sense of community and teamwork. The emblem they all wear, the raven, is to signify their commitment to the society.
We all have our little necklaces and we say not a cult, but it almost kind of is, I suppose. I don't know.